from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. Here to talk a little bit of technical analysis, also take a look at some options, and basically give you a perspective that you're not going to hear in traditional media about the action that's going on in the stock market, and specifically with some underlyings that I wanted to point out, and utilize charts and option pricing, all to give you transparency on what's been happening in price action and what potentially could happen in the future. So let's jump right in. And today I wanted to focus on some stocks where I saw some unusual bullish and bearish option activity. Now, for those of you that know nothing about options, that's okay. I'm giving you transparency on some stocks and where their potential ranges could be for the next 25 to 30 days. For you option strategists, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to look under the hood and start to see if there's a strategy that you want to deploy based on what we're seeing in the market. Most importantly, I'm going to give you context. All right, the bullish activity that I saw, some calls. The first stock that I want to take a look at is called Jardu. It's the largest steel producer in Latin America. Now, 4,000 of the GGB, that's the ticker symbol for this stock, of the $3 calls that expire in January, that's in roughly 25 days, traded for roughly around 45 cents. Now, the overall interest, open interest until today's trade was 20 contracts. That means that only 20 contracts of that option strike price had traded. 4,000 traded today. As a matter of fact, in one single transaction, 2,000 contracts traded for 40 cents. That's basically a strategist that is thinking that the stock is going to be above $3.45 at expiration. As a matter of fact, it's trading at that level right now. So it's basically almost at parity with the market. Now, okay, you're not an option strategist. So what are the critical levels that you want to watch on this stock, GGB? Real big Latin American steel maker. Large steel maker. The technical levels that you want to keep an eye on are going to be $3.57. That's the 20-day and the 50-day moving average. They're actually interlocked with each other right now. We want to see the stock get over that level to really see not only the trend, but maybe get some institutional support in this $3 stock. Now, what is long-term support? $2.54. That's the 200-day moving average. So at this juncture, if we can get a little more volume, get some price action above the $3.57 mark, you could see the trend start to move really in the upside direction. And there's a strategist that has bought 4,000 contracts at roughly around 45 cents that believes that it's going to be above there between now and January expiration. Well, what is the option market pricing in for that potential? It's pricing in a range of being either up 43 cents or down 43 cents over the next 25 days. So it is pricing in the potential for upside move in this $3+ stock. We're going to keep a close eye on it. The next one we want to take a look at is Yelp. You've all heard of the reviews, maybe even have looked at it before you gone out to a restaurant. Now, Yelp is trading at $40.12, up about 2% today, or up about 5% today, which is about a $2.12 move to the upside so far in the trading session. Now, 4,600 of the YELP, that's the ticker symbol for the stock, $42 calls that expired this Friday, traded between 15 cents and 27 cents. They've been trading in that range, and they're trading right now in the higher level of that range at 27 cents. That basically is saying that the strategist believes that between now and Friday, Yelp could be trading above $42. Specifically, they're going to be needing it traded above like $14.27 or $42.27 to make some money. The stock's trading at $40.12. Now, the open interest, the number of contracts that traded before the 4,600 contracts that traded today was 40 contracts. There wasn't a lot of interest at this level. So that's interesting. That's why it piqued my interest. Now, the company already reported earnings in November, and their next quarterly result won't come out until roughly around February. So there's no binary event like that. Now, there has been some merger and acquisition discussion that has been making the rounds in the markets. We have to be very careful when we start hearing M&A activity. There is nothing specific or concrete. This is very speculative, and I wanted to point that out because some people might think that's what catalyst to buy out of the money options. It's not. These are low probability options as far as where in proximity of where the strike price that it was purchased and the stock where it's trading right now. Now, what are some critical levels that you want to watch in this $40 stock? Well, $36.70 has to be held between now and expiration. And that's the 20-day and the 50-day and the 20-day moving average. We want to see that held. 31.33 is a lower level. Now, what is the stock pricing in, or the options pricing in for the stock to move between now and that expiration cycle, which is this Friday, the next 3 basically trading days? Up or down $1.55. So they're pricing the potential for this $40 stock to be as high as maybe $42 or as low as maybe right around 38 some change, 39. We're going to keep a close eye on that, but interesting activity. The final bullish call activity that I saw today is in Delta Airlines. Stock's trading at $50.56, up about 1.34%. I saw 37 of the January, so they're expiring in 25 days, the January $51 calls. They started trading at right around 105 and have traded as high as 135. Now, the open interest before today was 510 contracts. So this is a big trade going on. Haven't seen this kind of activity in there. Now, there was some noted activity that we've discussed in previous Tech Talks. It was back in November when we saw that the 56 strike line was trading. Obviously, those went out worthless. But the airline is going to be talking at the Airline Economics Growth Frontiers Conference in January, right around January 16th. So that is right at the expiration of these options. So that's one catalyst. Always look for those catalysts, folks. The other one is that they're also going to have January expiration coming up. That's another catalyst. And they're going to be reporting early in January. So next week, they're due to report December traffic for Delta Airlines. DAL is the ticker. Critical levels that you want to watch right now are 49.81, 46.50, and 42.24. With the stock trading at $50, you can see that it's clearly in a bullish trend. Also, the options that are expiring in 25 days are pricing in the potential range of either up $3.40 or down $3.40. And if basically this strategist is paying a little over $1, they need this stock to go over 51.60, 51.70 for their options to be break even, or 52.20 for them to be break even over the next 25 days. So there's definitely enough of possible range being built in for these to be potentially profitable. Now let's take a look at some bearish activity, and I saw some unusual put activity. First put activity that I saw was in Corvo, ticker symbol QRVO. Stock's trading at 55.42, down 11 cents. 2,240 of the January $50 puts traded for right around 50 cents. Now, the open interest was at 970. That means 970 contracts traded before the 2,200 today. So we're seeing volume basically do more than double. Now, there has been some merger and acquisition speculation that was basically going around the headlines in the last month or so. Want to highlight that only because you have to be careful when you start seeing those types of headlines. There is risk involved with that, folks. Now, the company is expected to announce earnings in February, but not in the January expiration cycle when these options traded, these $50 put options on this $55 stock. With the stock trading at $55, some critical levels that you want to watch if this trend is going to continue to the upside is going to be $54.39 and $53.44. Now, the options are pricing in the potential for the stock to have a range over the next 25 days of being either up $4.83 or down $4.83. This could be a strategist that going into the month of January, going into a new administration being sworn in with the Trump administration being sworn in, they want to basically maybe put some hedges on this particular stock that they may have a pretty significant position at prices below the $50 or $49.50 mark. Very interesting activity. Want to keep an eye on that. Final stock that we want to take a look at where we saw some bearish activity is Caterpillar. Ticker symbol CAT, trading at 94.62, up about 0.3% today. 1,620 of the January $95 puts started trading at 262, and 310 is the highest price that I saw today. So you have a decent range. There is ample open interest in there. Roughly around 5,400 contracts had traded before today. Now, there were some headlines out of some publications like Barron's was positive on Caterpillar over the weekend. Saw the headline in the most recent Barron's. And they're expected to report earnings in January, which is it's anticipated to happen at that event after the earnings, or after the expiration of these, which is the third week, or in other words, in the next 25 days. Critical levels that you're going to want to watch that are going to be needed to both break to continue the bullish trend or to at least hold this level of 94 and some change is going to be 94.80. If you get a break of 94.80, you're going to see that the bulls have firmly taken hold on the upside. That's the 20-day moving average. You want to see 91.10 for midterm or institutional level support, and 81.80 for long-term support. What's also notable is that institutions could be nibbling going into the January expiration cycle. So let's see if this actually picks up or drops off. Right now, it could have been a strategist trying to take advantage of the premium that's in those puts and selling those out since we've had some bullish headlines, or they could be adding to some protection going into what could be potentially a volatile month in January. The options are pricing in the potential for this stock to have a $4.60 range, so these puts could come into play very quickly, especially since these are basically in the money puts. So we're going to keep a very close eye on this, folks. All right, everybody, this is it for Tech Talk. We're going to be back in roughly about an hour, where we're going to be talking about the closing bell, wrapping up all of today's action here at MarketStream.live. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.